Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of Into the Farlands. In the last episode, I don't quite remember what we talked about, it's been a couple of weeks. But in this episode, what we're going to talk about is, it's going to be an update episode basically. I'm going to update you guys, I'm also going to talk about men and their feelings and also a newfound respect that I have. But before we get into that, let's get into the intro to this series. If you don't know what the Farlands are, Into the Farlands is a series where we are going to be walking to a really strange piece of generation within the Minecraft beta version 1.7.3 or 1.7.10, I forget now. But it's a piece of world generation that generates at 12.5 million blocks out, I believe. I may be wrong on that. It's been a while since I've double checked that, so I may have to double check that statistic. But we're going to be walking there, and I like to use this series just to simply talk to you guys, just have a chat. Sometimes we talk about stuff like UK lore. We talked about that. Sometimes we talk about our favourite TV shows. And I would really like to be able to do this series live as like a Q&A, but we're not big enough for that yet. So I'm actually going to grab some wood while I'm here. But yeah, this episode I want to update you guys because I haven't played much Minecraft recently. And the channel, you probably haven't noticed it, I've still been maintaining mostly daily videos, mostly. But yeah, I've been sort of dealing with some personal issues that has kind of kept me sidetracked, and not in the sense that I've been off dealing with them, but I've just been kind of trying to ignore them. And I've been achievement hunting, and that's been really helping, so I've been doing what's been helping. But I don't really want to go into details too much, but also I very much like being very open with you on YouTube and being completely open with my life and like transparent, I guess, so you can see, I wear my heart on my sleeve, And anyway, if you've been around the channel for a while, you'll know that I was married. I still legally am, but I was married, and about a year ago now, my wife and I, we decided to separate, but we decided to only separate so we could see if we could fix us, if being separate would fix us. And well, we recently decided that it isn't going to work. We ain't going to be able to fix us, unfortunately. And we should just probably go our separate ways and leave each other be. And she's off living her own life now for the first time in 10 years, and I'm off living my life. And it's really difficult to, she's lived separate from me for like a year now. But, I used to be able to watch stuff with her. I used to be able to call her on the phone, and I can't anymore. And that's strange, You've been, my wife's been a part of my life for 10 years. She's literally been my best friend. And I didn't know really what to do, if you know what I mean. I wasn't lost. I was kind of glad that we'd made the decision not to fix us anymore, because it was a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure that was, trying to fix us when I didn't think we could. But I've sort of been trying my best now to sort of figure out who I am as an individual. What do I like as an individual? When you're married and you're with someone, you tend to assimilate each other's things into your own life. You nab each other's sayings, you like each other's music, you like the stuff that the other person likes, and it becomes a part of you. But there were shows I used to watch because my wife watched them. And I'm sort of free of that now. I don't have to do that. But, the vast majority of the new shows that we started watching were her picks. So what kind of shows do I want to watch on my own, And do I want to watch the shows that me and her used to watch? And it's a lot of figuring out who I am as a person in relation to where I am now in life, And when you're in a relationship, you end up changing without realizing it. Sometimes you become a better person, or sometimes you become a worse person. But one of the things that I did is I gave up achievement hunting. And it wasn't because she asked me to or because I had to. It was because there just wasn't enough time in the day, because I had to be a husband, had to be a father, and I had to do other responsibilities. And there were other reasons that I gave it up, but I couldn't spend as much time doing it anymore because, well, I needed to help around the house. I needed to do things that otherwise wouldn't get done. You know, I had responsibilities. So you can eat with a full health bar. Interesting. But yeah, so I feel like I'm kind of rambling. I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out who I am now and what I want to do. And I've been thinking a lot about YouTube, and I know that YouTube is definitely something that I want to do. Because I really love YouTube, okay? I love making videos, I love creating content, I enjoy it. And so I decided to kind of throw myself at it these past week and a half. And I don't know the exact number, but I've done 30 some episodes of Modern Warfare, 30 some episodes of World at War, and 30 some episodes of Call of Duty 2, I believe, and about 20 of Amped. I've recorded probably over 100 hours, not 100 hours, 100 episodes worth of content for the second channel in a week and a half. I've really thrown myself at achievement hunting, and I've really enjoyed it. And it's something that I want to do moving forward, and I don't want to push Minecraft out. I don't want to let Minecraft go because I still love playing Minecraft. It's still one of my favorite games. But I've just been kind of trying to do something different for the past couple of weeks or so. Something to distract myself. And Minecraft is a great game, but I don't find it very distracting. You know, I often find myself, when I'm doing builds or stuff, I often end up thinking about things that I don't want to think about. You know, there was the other week when I was playing Minecraft and I was building, I think I was building up the iron farm. One of the thoughts going around my head and just constantly in my head was, why don't they take all of the bones out of mackerel, you know? Mackerel's a fish that I eat, but I just couldn't stop thinking about that for whatever reason. It was driving me crazy. And then there was a congratulations song of PewDiePie that got stuck in my head. And when I was playing Minecraft, that was in my head. So I knew that if I sat down and played Minecraft, I would probably start thinking more about my relationship. And I would start convincing myself that there was a way to fix it. Because that's kind of the same circle we've been trapped in for the past year, where we think we can fix it, and then we're like, no, we can't fix it. Then a couple of days later, you know what, maybe we can if we do this differently, you know, and you know, there's a lot of reasons it didn't work, and I'm not going to get into them because it involves her, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, it's been a couple of weeks now, and I haven't spoken to her in, I don't know, about 3-4 weeks now, I think it's been. So a bit more than a couple, but and it's the way that I feel about this. You know, I feel at peace, you know. I feel content. I feel like I've got closure is what I feel like. For the first time, I feel like there's closure there. And I know that sounds daft and I know that sounds stupid. But I do. I feel like I really do feel like I have tried everything that I could possibly think of to fix that relationship, and I couldn't. You know, and you know, maybe I have to accept the reality that I wasn't the problem. But maybe the blame lays on her, maybe. You know, I don't want to point fingers, like, so please don't take that as that, but this is what's going through my head, that you know, I did everything I could to save that relationship because I truly did love her. But it seemed that the more I tried to fix it, the worse things got. And I get that now, you know. And I accept it. And I feel at peace with it. And I'm scared that if I start thinking about it, that I'm gonna start overthinking it, and I'll lose that sense of closure, that sense of peace. You know. But who knows? Hopefully not, because I feel really good now. I mean, I'm not 100%. You know, you go from loving someone for 10 years to suddenly having no contact with said person, and, you know, the only contact we do have is when we need to arrange stuff with our daughter. Like, for example, a couple of weeks ago, it was the school holiday. My daughter had some time off from school. And my week came to have her. You know, it was the end of Mum's week. It was the start of Dad's week. And this was the first time that it had changed over while she wasn't at school, you know. Before, it had always been at school, or we'd been trying to make it work, so my wife was either staying here or I was staying over at her house. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I was to show up and pip, or if she was going to drop her off. So I sent an email. But, you know, for once, I'm at peace with myself. And that's a good feeling. But I need to figure out, like, what's in my future. What do I want? You know, what do I want from the future? Do I wanna do I want to pursue another relationship? Do I not? I've not given it any thought, you know. And what clothes do I want to wear? You know, when I was married, I would always, you know, I would wear the clothes that I knew that my wife liked. You know, if she liked me in a certain outfit, I'd put it on because I know it'd make her happy. But then there was also days where you just don't feel like doing much of anything, and I could just put on whatever I wanted to put on, you know? Wear yesterday's clothes, you know? And she would be cool with that because we'd moved past that bit. So, you know, now it's like, well, if I do have a lazy day where I really don't feel like, you know, doing whatever I need to do to take care of myself in the morning, I kind of have to, because, you know, no one else is going to understand. They're not going to get it. Now, I'm typically a very proud person when it comes to the way that I look. I like to take very good care of myself. But I do have those days. I think we all do, where you just, oh, you know what, I'll skip brushing my teeth tonight. I'm just too tired. You know, or that new game's come out. Oh, I really should have a bath tonight. It can wait till tomorrow. This will be the night that I skip, you know. And then there's the unblocking of the toilet. My wife used to be very good at that. Very good if the toilet got blocked. And my toilet is an old piece of crap my landlord refuses to fix. They say it's all perfectly okay, but it is not okay. It is not. It does not flush properly. Geez, fix it. But they won't. And there's nothing I can do, because the only thing I can do is take them to court. But a court will only consider it if it's over $5,000. And last I checked, the toilet isn't over $5,000. So there isn't anything that I can do, unfortunately. Plus, I don't have the money to take him to court over a toilet. But when it got blocked, she used to be like, she knew the sweet spot. So I kind of miss that. Oh, someone moved me thingy out of the way. So right now, like, I'm trying to figure out who I am as a person and sort of where I want to go. And what my life is now, you know? I've always been a family man. You know, for 10 years, I've always been a family man. It's always been about, that's all I've really wanted. I've always wanted to sort of get married. I mean, I didn't intend to get married as quickly as I did, or even fall in love as quickly as I did. I planned that to be, I was supposed to start finding girlfriends and stuff right about now. late 20s, early 30s. Prior to that, I was supposed to be focused on my career. That was like my mindset. But I knew I always wanted to have a family. I always wanted kids. I always wanted a wife, you know. And I had that for 10 years. And is that something that I still want now? I don't know. For 10 years, I've said that I did, but now is like the time where I really think about it. And if I don't want that now, then when? Or is it something I want in the future? Am I content that I've actually had it, so I don't want it anymore? I never really thought anything like that, I did believe that marriage was forever. I really had strong views on marriage, and then I end up being one who's, going to be filing for divorce and divorced before I'm 30. But hey, I was married for 6 years. That's a long time to be married. Especially when you're young. But that really looks like something I would have dug out, but we haven't been here. And we'll look at the coordinates in episode 100. Maybe if we have a special episode before then. But I can't begin to think about what the future holds for me, because it's a mystery. All of a sudden my life's been uprooted and it's changed, and for once in my life, I don't know where I'm going. And that both terrifies me and thrills me. I bought tickets to see a comedian that I've always wanted to see. I bought front row tickets for me and a friend. And I'm looking forward to that. And it's something I've never done before. I couldn't just go and book a gig because I had to think about, I had to take my wife because I was married. So she would want to go, and then there was finding someone to have the kid, and I never got to go on dates with my wife because we had a kid and no one to look after the kid, and we couldn't afford a babysitter. And I was very iffy about babysitters anyway, because, you don't know them that well. How well do you know the guy looking after your kid or the girl? You don't. But, now I have a week free every other week, I have my daughter for 7 days, and then I don't see my daughter for 7 days, and then I have her for 7 days, so on and so forth, up until holidays and during holidays. And I don't mean school holidays, I mean actual holidays to the coast. Sometimes one of us will have her for a bit longer because it's a holiday. But on average, it works out week on, week off. And I get my daughter back on Wednesday. It's Monday when I'm recording this, but you probably won't see this till like Friday, Saturday, maybe even next week. I don't know when I'm putting this up yet. I've got such a backlog of videos and so much work to do YouTube-wise. List of things that I got to do. I've got to upload Modern Warfare, the Modern Warfare Let's Play. I've then got to go ahead and render out the remaining Call of Duty 2 videos. I've then got to go ahead and write up my descriptions, because I always do my descriptions on a Word document before I put them onto YouTube. I've got to do that for all 30 some episodes of Call of Duty 2. I've then got to go and make thumbnails for all 30 some episodes of Call of Duty 2, and then I've got to go and make an achievement roundup video. I've got to also do this for Battle Los Angeles, which isn't that bad because that's only 5 episodes long, that Let's Play. So that one's relatively easy. And I've also got to do this for World at War Call of Duty. That's what we talked about in the last one, Call of Duty. Or was that a couple episodes back? Might have been a couple episodes back now, I'm thinking about it. But yeah, so I've got to do that. Thankfully, I decided that after I recorded Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 2 and World at War, I made the decision that I should probably do the thumbnails and the episode descriptions and the editing of the video after I record it. So record it, then do the editing and all of that, rather than letting them pile up, because then I spend I all my day Saturday doing the Modern Warfare one, and it wasn't very fun. Yeah, not so fun at all. So I started doing that now, but at the same time, there's still a lot of backlog that I've got to do, and there's some Minecraft videos I've had recorded for a couple of weeks now that I haven't uploaded because I've sort of been on that achievement hunting binge. And on the topic of Call of Duty, I was going to make a third channel about Call of Duty and just other stuff like that, but I've decided to dedicate it more to achievement hunting and just achievement roundup videos. So there's that. But I still want to do like a Road to Commander on Call of Duty, and I'm wondering, would you guys be alright if I put that on this channel? You know, I mean, one day Minecraft is going to die, and I don't want this channel to die because it was my first channel, so maybe I put that up here as well. I don't know. I did buy Black Ops 4 in the end, and I was super excited when I got it. I paid a little bit more. It was on sale for £20 at Game, and it was on Amazon for £22, but Game wouldn't have it to me next day. It wouldn't be here for 3 to 5 days, whereas Amazon would have it to me the next day. So I decided to buy it the next, like that, pay a couple of pounds more. The way I see it, it was like first class delivery, and it wasn't because it was on Prime, so it was free delivery, but you know what I mean. And I got the exclusive content that Amazon offers for it, which was another added bonus. And then it came, and I popped it in my Xbox One, and we had an 84 gigabyte update. 84 gigs. I mean, that's a lot of an update. It's a very lot of update. And I actually tweeted out. And Activision replied, asking if there's anything they could help with if I was having trouble. And I wasn't. If you ever see a tweet like that come out of my mouth or from my Twitter, you gotta remember it's told through a sarcastic tongue. You know, I'm only having a little bit of fun. I find it amusing. And I didn't even tag Activision in it. I tagged Treyarch in it, but I didn't tag Activision in it. But Activision replied, so I mean, at least they're paying attention. But I found it amusing, you know. I did. That it was that big of an update. Now, it was a big problem for me at first because I record in my office, which is on the other side of the house to my internet box, and the internet wirelessly in this room, on every device apart from my 360, is dreadful. My computer is really slow. It barely loads a web page when it's running wirelessly, which is why I have to run it wired. And also, in addition to that, my one really struggles, which I don't get why, because my one and my 360 are right next to each other on the unit to my right. So there isn't much room for them to really be much of a difference. But my computer disconnects on wireless, my Xbox One disconnects on wireless, but my Xbox 360 hasn't disconnected. It's the slim version, the more up-to-date slim version, but I can't imagine that the wireless card would be much different on the 360 to what it is on the One. I mean, wouldn't the One be better, I would imagine, if there was any differences? But no. So to put it in perspective, I get like 1 point some meg when it connects. And I left this update running for a couple of hours, and it hadn't even gotten past 1%. That's literally how bad it was. So I decided to unplug my Xbox One, take it all the way into the living room, which is where I have an old Xbox Elite, which is connected wired to the internet. And, well, it's actually connected wirelessly because I bought a wireless adapter for it. But prior to that, it was connected via an Ethernet cable, because I was going to shove the Ethernet cable into my Blu-ray player, but I just kind of left it dangling behind the telly because I couldn't be bothered with that. I haven't used my Blu-ray player in a couple of months, and when I did use it, it was just to plug an auxiliary cord into it so I could use the surround sound to listen to music really awesomely. But you get my point. Don't really use it. But you can get Netflix on it and stuff like that, so I thought it might be good for that. Which makes no point because there's an Xbox One in the living room that I just use for Netflix, so I don't think things through half the time. But anyway, so I plugged it into the Ethernet cable and I let it download, and it took most of the day. I just left it doing for the day, and then I started achievement hunting, and by the time I started achievement hunting, I kind of got distracted, big time distracted. Like I said, I got a lot of episodes for the second channel. A lot. We've got a lot for the second channel coming up over the next coming weeks. So, go and click subscribe over there if you haven't already. Oddly enough, that channel is actually doing pretty well when it comes to views and watch time. And when I say that, it's like I uploaded a Let's Play of Eternal Darkness, which I thought would get some views. But no, most of the episodes have sat with no views. And oddly enough, the highest rated episode, the highest viewed episode, is not episode 1. Which kind of shocks me. But anyway, I then decided to upload Scooby-Doo, Nights for 100 Fights. And I was pretty much expecting this to be the same. Let's Play channels, they don't grow. They're just not popular. Just because, maybe some people make it big, but most people doing a Let's Play channel, they really struggle. Because there's so many people doing it, they're so easy to do that people just don't watch it. But the watch time has actually been pretty good. It's as if someone is actually watching that entire series and watching the entire video, And the little percentage meter that tells you how much percent you're up, I'm up 999%. And then it just says more than 999%. So I'm just super happy to actually see that number rising. And there's a lot of content going up over there over the coming weeks. You get to see me get a bit salty. Call of Duty does that to me. I play it on veteran. Ooh. Talk about being salty. Did you see how close we were? That could have been disastrous. Pay attention to where I'm going. But actually, I'll get the screenshot in the middle of the day. You ever think this is a bad idea? I thought creepers exploded in this version of Minecraft. Okay, maybe not there. Maybe we go over here and dig in. Yeah, let's do here. But yeah. So right now I'm kind of trying to figure out like what is me? What do I want? I don't have any torches. And of course there's no. Let's just do that. Okay. Trying to figure out what I want from life. And so like where I want to be. I know one of the things that I definitely want to do is YouTube because I love it. Or I shouldn't say I love YouTube. I love content creation. I love making videos. So I will continue doing this. I know that. I know this is something that I want to do. Let's put a torch up. But it's just trying to figure out the other parts of my life, Like, do I or do I not want to sleep in the middle of the bed? Or do I still want to sleep on my side of the bed? And the truth is I've taken to sleeping diagonal because my dog has decided to lay and she does not move at all. I kick her to get her to move off my side of the bed, and does she move? Nope. I'm there nudging her with my foot, and when I say kicking I mean just tapping her with my foot trying to get her to move, not booting her or anything. But yeah. So just bear with me over the next couple of weeks. But yeah. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. So if you've enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel and I really do appreciate it. So please do leave that like. And click subscribe if you want to see more from me, guys. I'm Casey. I want to thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.